Welcome back, you guys. Today we're going to be working on a Glock 19, and this is a bare slide. So this is one of the first ones that's been sent to me. No dovetail, no front hole. Usually they have those, but this is literally what would be considered a featureless slide, 100% bare and blank canvas. So very, very cool. Going to be a huge build we're working on today. Let me quickly take you through the process of exactly what we're doing so you have a better understanding of exactly what you're viewing as it unfolds. We have just as much work going on in the CNC as we do the laser. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first talk about the CNC work, and then we're gonna briefly talk about the laser work. We'll probably do some kind of a middle ground video where once it's done on the CNC, we'll bring it back, we'll talk about it, and then we'll get it to the laser to give you a better understanding in case the project has changed. So what we first wanna do is we first wanna run a chamfer all the way around this because this is a very aggressive square slide. Now, of course, you wouldn't want to leave it like this going in and out of a holster, things like that. You're going to snag it up here. It's going to be very aggressive and rough and a nuisance extremely fast. So with that being said, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get this guy into the vise. We're going to go ahead and chamfer the entire top all the way around, okay? And then when the time comes and we do the side work, we'll go ahead and do the front. We'll go ahead and do the rear as they go, so that way we're not rotating the slide an unnecessary amount of times. So once the chamfer is done on the top, we're going to go ahead and cut it for a Trigicon, which is going to be located all the way in the rear. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and locate the dovetail in the front of the optic. So as you traditionally see, usually we cut through the factory or the existing dovetail that's there. We go ahead and relocate that dovetail. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. Trigicon, dovetail. So what else we're going to be doing on the top section? Wait, I'm lying to you. We've got some more work for the top section, but that's going to be on the laser. So let's not get to that yet. The sides. We have a lot going on here as well with the sides. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running a knurling pattern on the sides here. It's going to slope down. It's going to come down all the way down through here. So you guys have seen me do the ball nose where I shave the sides, I come down, I go over, and it shaves that all off. We're going to be doing that. We're still going to be shaving it off because we want to reduce some of the weight overall on the slide. But the idea behind it is that we're really going to be just doing a outlined pattern. So we're going to come down at an angle, we'll come right straight off. This will all be knurled down through here, then it'll come up, this will all be knurled, and of course this side will be the same. So we'll have a knurling, it'll taper down, kind of like you had seen in one of my last videos. And then it'll come down and this will all be knurled down and through here. So that's pretty much all we're going to be doing with the CNC. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but the knurling will take a really long time to make that happen. We are going to be shaving the sides as well, so you're going to see a little bit of the side shaving, and there's a good chance that you're going to see some nose work done on here as well, not just the chamfer, but we're actually going to be doing a specific or a specialized, customized Cobra nose to match the laser work. So let's talk about the laser work, and we'll just kind of blend these together so you guys have a better understanding. So on the laser portion of this work, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a long time ago, about a year ago actually, we ran some Roman numerals on the side of a weapon over here. We're going to be doing the same. So we're going to be doing the Roman numerals that add up to 19 over on the side here in this area. And then on the top, what we're going to do is we're actually going to do where it's going to say G19 and it's going to be cut through here. So you're going to see the G19, it will be raised. There'll be probably some kind of a step down, and then there'll be a hole that will punch all the way through. You will be able to see some barrel. Structurally, we want to make sure that we still have good support in the front section, so we're not going to open it up to a wide gaping hole. We are going to be able to see it. It's going to be very cool. It'll be a multi-step based pattern, so it'll be very, very cool. Now on the sides, you guys have seen on some of my other builds where I've done a laser cut front, which is kind of like a morphed triangle. So it's kind of a version of a triangle sort of that's been kind of has some curved walls to it. We're going to be doing that, but in reverse. So normally it has kind of like a rounded nose here, and then it triangles back to the gun. In this particular case, there'll be a round part back here, and it's going to triangle towards the front of the gun with a blended in Cobra nose that's going to go in with it. So we won't be cutting the Cobra nose with the laser because it'll take a long time to do that. So what we're going to end up doing is we'll probably end up running the Cobra nose on the CNC. Then I'll adjust the pattern to match the Cobra nose. So that way when we run the laser, it will all blend together. So that's one of the beauties of having the ability to tie laser work in with CNC work and blend those two processes together for what would be a seamless design. So very, very cool. So, and then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add some color to it. So, and that's pretty much it. Oh, with the exception of we will be adding the front hole back. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do that with the CNC or the laser. I've got to see what kind of cutters I have. I've got to run some tests on that. I've never had to do that before because I've always been there. So but we will be adding the front hole for what would be the iron sight or the suppressor iron sight to go back onto the weapon itself. So guys, let's get over the Tormach 770. Let's go ahead and get this chamfered on the top. Let's go ahead and get that Trigicon cut done on the top rear section and that dovetail. Then we're gonna go ahead and rotate it. We're gonna do those sides. We'll bring it back. We're gonna discuss it, look at it, see what we have to say about it. And then we're gonna get you guys over to the laser. All right, guys, let's take a look at this beautiful, beautiful slide. So this is one of those projects that has really been kind of almost like a two-in-one. We had so many hours on the CNC and so many hours in the laser, it felt like we were working on two different slides here on my end because we had that many hours wrapped up in this gun. It's just beautiful overall. Let's discuss it in a little bit greater detail, exactly the work that was performed. Slide chamfering all the way around, optic cut, dovetail cut. While it was on the CNC, we performed the shave down on the side for preparation of the laser porting. We went ahead and did the knurling on the side rear to give us a nice grip texture here, following that all the way up to the nose. Then of course on the nose, we ended up doing a multi-stepped lower, higher, higher, come up to the top, and then it blends in with this one. So it ended up being a multi-step pattern from high to low or low to high, however you want to see that, or however you vision that. And we ended up cutting this different channel here on the front that we don't normally see. We wanted something that would flow with the actual pattern of the laser work. Very pleased with the way that came out. At the end of the day, it comes out being one of those things where the CNC and the laser go hand in hand with each other. As an individual piece of hardware, they do a fabulous job of turning out work. Some really beautiful stuff they can turn out, but when you put them together, it becomes an unstoppable force of creation. I mean, you really can build stuff that the CNC can't perform. You can do stuff that the laser normally doesn't work with the CNC. It's just, they really work hand in hand with each other extremely well. And of course, in the end, we did this G19 on the top. It's hard to see. I'm going to try to get some pictures. You can see that there's some detail work on the actual lettering where it actually has a little bit of a tone to it, a little bit more of a standoff, so it's not quite as smooth. Let's talk about this top zone here just a little bit further. We ended up cutting this where it was a step down on the overall pattern so we wouldn't snag our lettering on anything. Then we went ahead and cut the next step down, which is where our pegs are. Then we went ahead and cut the hole out. So it ended up being a multi-step pattern in order to actually get it how we wanted it to be. It wasn't just as simple as doing a G19 and cutting all the material around it. We really had to think it through, really had to do that correct process. There was a process and procedure that we had to follow in order to achieve what we were after. But beautiful overall, very pleased with it. Went ahead and ran this logo on the side, which you guys have seen on some of my older guns. This is definitely something nice here. Just adds a little bit more character to this big open area, right? Now, one of the things that I ended up doing, and it really didn't have anything to do with the customer, is I wanted to build a barrel that was specific to this build. Sometimes customers come to me and they say they have slides that want to have done, and I'll have some spare barrels laying around and I'll build something that matches the slide because it looks better. It's something that I can keep in-house. We can use that barrel on other things, and it really just gives us an opportunity to show it off in a little bit greater detail, the end product, because we're not 100% sure what the customer is going to do with it. But I have a lot of people that reach out to me and they say, I want barrel to match slide, to match frame, and we take that path. So I went ahead and took a 17 barrel. Now, before we get too deep into this, the 17 and the 19 have a different lockup area. This is actually slightly farther forward than this. It's kind of hard to tell on this, and at some point in time, we may do a video. So what's going to have to actually happen is I'm going to cut a different spring for this 17 to actually be able to run it in a 19, but for right now it's just going to be a house one. It's going to be a demonstration barrel. What we did was we took and cut the top. We basically beveled the top with a ball nose, so it's got some nice aggressiveness to it. Then we went ahead and did a dual port on the nose. Now it's definitely shorter than the gold barrel. You guys have seen the gold barrel before, right? So it's definitely shorter overall, and that was kind of what I was going for. I didn't want to go for that real long appearance, so we're going to go ahead and put this in here. We can get it in here working behind the camera, and we can see that that is gorgeous. That is just awesome. So we've got our nice little ports on the end. They're not super long. We have some nice barrel underneath the G19 that we're going to be able to see. Obviously a nice barrel on the side. In this particular case, we have a very aggressive top approach and side approach. It's just really nice overall. I'm very pleased with the way that this barrel came out. It flows extremely well with this design. I'm going to end up throwing some pictures in on the end of this video a little bit further. You'll be able to see this in greater detail, but it looks beautiful. I mean, it really is a nice barrel to match the slide. Now let's go ahead and add the 19 barrel. You guys have obviously seen this. This is for one of my hive builds. That's why we have a little bit of hive pattern on the top. Definitely nice overall. I'm really liking it. It's definitely a little bit longer on the end for our dual porting, but you're definitely getting that real crisp tone behind the G19 with it being gold. You're able to really see that pop behind it, and you're able to read those letters a little bit better. Now, of course, we're working inside underneath some fluorescent lights and some things like that, and some LED lights on the table, so it's a little harder to see, but definitely liking the design overall. It's just beautiful. So guys, one of the things I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to actually build this, I'm going to put this together while we're talking so we can get a better idea. But one of the things I want to talk to you about is that we finally locked in a deal with what would be a laser manufacturer that I support and recommend. So what that means is we have an opportunity now to sell you guys lasers, and they'll come with full training. So basically, this has no guts inside of it, so as we're kind of building this. But guys, what that means is you're actually able to reach out to us, tell us a little bit more about your needs, okay, whether it's a 20, 30, 50, 100, and we'll build that quote out for you. Now, this particular hardware, which I recommend to you guys, I'm offering training that's specific to this hardware. So we're going to be able to run these machines longer. They've got sensors that are built into them and set up for them so that way they don't overheat. If they do overheat, they shut themselves down. So there's a lot of little things that are there. It's software that you guys have ran before. It's EasyCAD software that's specific to this particular hardware model. So we're utilizing special custom handcrafted software that's catered to the specific internal hardware. So instead of just taking EasyCAD and saying, hey, we're running the same controller, just don't worry about my laser, you know, because that's usually what happens is there's a little module, it goes in through USB, it gets set up, and you know, it's one of those deals where EasyCAD is a standardized piece of software that works with many different models of hardware on the market, but you'll find that some of the higher end laser manufacturers will custom create that EasyCAD to fit their hardware. So the idea behind it is that you know, we're not trying to own the market or anything like that, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you guys something that allows you to have that training get up and running almost immediately. We're going to be doing this stuff like talking about the laser stippling. You guys will get formulas right from me direct. You'll get sample files right from me direct that you'll be actually able to run and test. We're going to talk about importing files and importing pictures and separating pictures into multi-layered pieces. We're going to talk about rotary. We're talking about doing color on stainless. So a lot of these formulas and things that I have figured out, okay, myself, I'm going to actually be turning that stuff over to you guys as students, and you'll be actually able to go through that process. You'll be able to run those tests. You'll be able to ask those questions. You'll be able to get those results you're after, and you'll be able to start making money as soon as you get your machine. So it's not going to be, you know, like, hey, I'm trying to work on this, trying to figure that out, all this other kind of stuff. You'll have the formulas you need to be up and running the day that machine comes in. So it'll be very formal training. So if it's something that you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me. We're only taking requests by email. There's nothing on the webpage about it at all. You must contact me directly. The training support that I'm offering will be video training that you'll actually be able to watch, you know, live at your leisure, or you can download and watch. It'll be one of those deals where you'll only get the training if you purchase a laser through us. I'm not going to go down this path and kill more lasers. As you guys know, in the past I've killed one by giving out information on other machines. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, hey, use this at this speed at this time and it'll take this long to do it, and then all of a sudden your laser dies and you're coming back at me and you want to kill me. That's not what we're going to do, okay? I don't recommend that. So if you happen to have a laser, this may not be for you. If you're interested in getting a laser, you want that training, you need some formal stuff, you want to be able to actually call and ask people questions, you want direct answers to that kind of thing, you may want to reach out to me. You may want to get a quote. You may want to start moving the ball forward, and it might be something, you know, that you as a business or your business is looking for as a whole. So it definitely might fit your needs to be up and running and making some money now and today. So very, very cool. But guys, always stay tuned. We've got a lot of stuff going on.